Welcome to Casual Crafting. It is great to have you join me as I continue the build of the Wing Gundam XXXG-01W Endless Wars Edition. In the last video, I have been putting together the Buster Rifle of the Wing Gundam, and we last ended off with putting on some cement on it and setting it up to set. And now we will continue the rest of the Buster Rifle, and let's get going. Okay, and after some time, which is really overnight and several hours and whatever else, we come back to our little structure of clamps. So let's unclamp the gun thingy and see how it looks. Put away this tape roll, and now the gaps you can see are pretty much closer. I guess I could squeeze more. So one thing about the clamps, right? The clamps themselves are not super tight, right? If I really wanted them to be really tight, I would have to physically squeeze the parts, which I didn't do. But we can probably still go ahead, I think, and see how this goes. Let's put this aside first, and let's clear the table. So it looks like more gun parts. So let's see if we can get this done. Okay, so back to the K tray, which is this guy here. What do we have here? K5 and K6. Oh, those are pretty big parts. K5 and K6. Anything else from the K tray? Doesn't like it. So let's put you back, and now looks to the other parts are from the H tray. So let's get you out. And that's... oh, okay, those magazine thingamajiggies. Oh, they're supposed to be magazines, so that's the part H1 and 2. So I have a whole bunch of H1 and 2s here. Okay. So let's cut you out. Three of these guys. No, that wasn't supposed to fly away. Where do you fly off to? This is a bit annoying. I apologize while I have to go and hunt down that piece that flew away. And it's all the way behind off camera, and rescue operation successful. Yeah, here we go. Okay. And then 3 more of H2. So I guess this tray must have been some kind of recycled tray from some other model, I guess, or else why would they give me so many excess parts? If I go a quick look in the manual, I'm gonna see if these parts are unused. But no, it doesn't quite say it's unused, so I guess I just have a lot of spare magazines, I guess. Actually, I guess not, because now I look at part 14, there is actually room for 6 magazines. on these arm thingies and some extra magazines in the gun itself. So I guess we're going to use all those magazines then. and we have a gun tip, which is G1. Alright, there you go. G1 sticking right up. So let's cut you out. Put a little of my hand around the part so that it doesn't fly off like the other parts did. And there we go. Let's do some cleanup. The trusty tray, I'm gonna brush off the cutter. And off to the side. Okay, let's do some cleanup here. The blue parts. I guess the original gun comes with I guess not original, but the main gun comes with 3 of these magazine thingies. These will be probably a bit of a tad annoying to touch up because each of these magazine pod thingies have 3 knobs, right? And the part is relatively small, so it's going to be a bit annoying to handle probably in terms of trying to like cut off the excess plastic around the 3 corners. Here I am trying to cut as close to the as close to the part as possible. And there we go, and it looks like the file needs some maintenance, so let's get out the tub of water and rinse off the plastic dust. I might have filled up this tub a bit too high, but whatever. The only thing about having a bit too much water here is just, just make splash around and get myself wet. Anyway, get you out of screen. So I'm really prepping that the file, right? Because lots of parts to have to touch up here. And tapping dry the brush. Okay, let's actually let's get back to the tray. This guy could use some touch-ups on the edges here. And some light treatment, and this is going to be thinner line for sure. Okay, you're good. How about you at the edges? Yep, at the edges we have to do something. Well, at least I'll choose to do something. I think there's a bit of scraping here, and I see that my cut applied some stress to the plastic, turning it white in that spot, but see if I can just deal with that. I think this part generally came out pretty okay. And I'll do the barrel first. You can see the barrel, the sides are always kind of harder to do because there's no edge for me to carefully scrape around, and I can quite easily end up scratching the barrel surface even more. So that's it. I will try to file around the edge. Gotta pull that glove a bit more, get the fingertip a bit more in. I seem to have caused some kind of artifact on this side of the barrel. Let's see if we can deal with that. Well, honestly, if I can't, then it is what it is. I think the filing is changing the texture of the barrel a bit, leading to it having some I guess difference in surface appearance. Let's work on these pot things. Carefully trying to run the knife around the edges of these parts. Using my finger to feel for a sharp edge, and then running the knife over to try to remove any I guess imperfection that you can feel under the nail, under the finger, under the skin. Okay, so let's do the same for these ones. So of course the trick here is try not to actually gouge the part while you're trying to cut away the excess plastic. If anything else, you know, doing this might be good hand-eye coordination exercise, you know, fine motor skills, all that may be involved in this activity. Just doing something to round off the edge. Getting the camera to focus in on the the part in hand is also a bit challenging. So there's some angled grooves on this back end. None of this is really easy to remove. You know, that's where the people who paint have a, you know, definitely a better surface, right? Because paint will of course cover up any of these plastic blemishes, right? And it's a just reward, right? If you put in more effort, more resources into the craft, and they get, frankly, nicer results. So this side has a pretty sizable excess here, which I think I'm going to try to trim off again with the nipper. Same as this side. A few small pieces I can try to cut off. Okay, back to the file. Okay, so I think let's see what we have here. We have these parts for the magazines. We have the barrel, and we have these whatever parts for the gun body. Just gonna put away this tweezers, and I'm gonna get the floor pen for these blue parts. This should be actually quite ideal for it. Before I do that, let me tap up my knife. Nice dark lines. And the same as this wing-like part. Okay, so we have a line that goes down, but that line is access. Oh, okay, so that's good. I can actually tap at the near top of the line, but the capillary action does let the ink come down. So it's still going to be relatively easy to remove the excess ink. I'm going to turn upside down, and more panel lining can be done here. I'm trying to carefully hold this to not ink up my hand. And there we go. So as we know, I have to wait a bit for this ink to dry and then do some erasing. Okay, let's get back the Schiffer dustbin. I'll push this to the side and let's start erasing. Well, I started with the this blue thing here first, so I'll start to clean up this blue shell. So the excess ink came off pretty nicely. Not having a problem with the ink in the actual lines coming off. So that's done, right? I think really good. And let's do the whatever this we call this. Well, look at the diagram. I don't know, some kind of, I think, gun sight wing thing. I don't know. So I put the pen in the middle of the line to make it easier to reach access. So that's why I'm rubbing it off now. I'm supporting the part from beneath with my fingers too, to minimize the part flexing under pressure. So I think that's doing good. Put the eraser. So actually I rub it, you know, I keep a flat set for mass rubbing, and I keep a pointy side trying to fit into these smaller gaps. Right, so there's a bit of a shaping of the eraser which I'm intentionally doing for this hobby. It's better have the eraser fit into spots. So I think this side looks good enough. Now for the back side. Some of the parts are a bit harder to handle, right, for this kind of thing. You want to be careful, right, when you're using strength to rub away the ink, that you don't end up damaging the part. Because some of the positioning is a bit awkward to actually see what you're doing. So maybe for this last bit I will use the magic eraser because it's not so compressible. I guess it's a bit easy to aim down and rub away. There's still a bit of a mark there. I think I'm done. Okay, so we got these parts good enough. Off with the bin again, and let's lay the parts down again. Okay, we got the gun body there, and let's get this together. Okay, so we have this I guess cowling, I call it cowling, the wing thingy goes upside down, and okay, I guess fits into the two holes up here. There's eraser in here still, so we brush it out. I'll just hold it this way so it's easy to hold. So these things kind of snap together, even though it looks just like a straight pegs. There's a bit of a snapping feeling, right? So the parts don't just fall out easily. And I guess let's put it here, and then we will put together these magazine thingies. It's pretty straightforward. Hole into hole, I guess. There's no particular orientation. I guess not. It just goes together. Although this one has a, oh, what a mark there. And that's better, right? We don't have a that obvious white mark there anymore. Well, we do have it on this side still, so right here, the mark. That's one. That's two. I'll touch up here. I guess it is easy to hold the part when it's joined together. It's not so clumsy as when you were apart. The last one. Okay. Now the barrel obviously goes over. That's a bit of a no-brainer. And this thing goes over the edge here. Now that's it. I will not snap this on yet because I am pretty sure this will be a bit of a sticker mess. So I will probably leave it out here so that it's easier for me to apply the stickers. Yep, I'll just put it here so it's easier to apply the stickers without having to walk around the whatever this thing is. So as you can see, the gun is somewhat longer than my camera field of view. Let me put the angle. Look at that, some math here. I can fit this across the corners. And there we go. We have the Buster rifle from section 12 of the manual.